one of the things that makes Lego so magical, and especially Lego Star Wars, is the vast amount of unique and iconic vehicles they have the opportunity to make. And I feel like Lego's did a good job of making a lot of the very requested ships and some of the deeper cuts. I do think, though, with such a wealth of ships, obviously Lego hasn't made quite a few things. And today I thought it would be fun to kind of go through a list of some sets I think it would be cool if Lego made. And before we hop right into this, I'd just like to preface by saying I don't necessarily think some of these ships are something that Lego should make. Some of them are very deep cuts, and they're things that I have not seen any interest in. This is just a more personal list of things I would like to see. So, it's me, Eggnog, your everyday Lego Star Wars enthusiast, and let's get into the video. Alright, I'm going to start off this list with something a little more recent that we've been seeing in the Star Wars universe, and that's going to be Luthen Rael's Fonder Hallcraft from the Andor show. Very unique ship, very cool. I've seen a lot of buzz online. A lot of people want Lego to make this, and I think they will make this. For me, the characters would probably include definitely Luthen, maybe Clea, maybe Saw Gerrera, and maybe the Aldhani gang, or at least some of them. I think that's kind of the best they could do there. I think the two price ranges I'm thinking on this are something maybe on par with the most recent Imperial Shuttle, sort of $70. A little bit of a smaller set. I think they could do it. It might not look the best, but I do think the best option for Lego is to go the $100 route and make something more on par in size and quality with the Inquisitor's Scythe. I think that's probably the best way they could go about this, and that is something that I do think is likely coming in late 2023, early 2024. But yeah, don't write that down. Next set on my list is kind of a deeper cut. It's Star Wars Legends, something your casual fan probably doesn't know about, but I maybe wouldn't put it past them. And we're going to be talking about the Slave 2. A very unique ship. Not the coolest looking ship, but I think it has some merit to be made. I don't see Lego doing anything bigger than what they've done with this, the pod. I forget what this is called, but the Ambush on Ferrix set. I don't see anything bigger than this. I think the figures would just need to be a Boba Fett and maybe a Dengar $60, $70 set. Again, not something Lego should make. I don't see a lot of people talking about this ship. Honestly, it's not that cool. I'm kind of a big Fett fan, and I really liked those comics, so I personally would really like to see a Slave 2, and I think if Lego was going to do it, they could probably do a pretty good job. Next on our list is the Zeta-class shuttle from Rogue One, and also it's in the background of like a single scene in Andor. I mean, if you remember those movies, this is the Rogue One, and it's kind of crazy that Lego never actually made it a set. I think they were planning on it, or Disney wanted them to, or there was something there. But I do think this is something that Lego should make, a really cool and iconic ship from the Rogue One movie. Again, this could be anywhere from the $70 to like $120 price range. Maybe $160 if they felt like it. For the figures, you could make it an Andor set and do like Dedra Meero and a couple of Death Troopers. I do think the better choice for this, though, would definitely to just put the entire Rogue One gang in the set. I think that would make the people most happy. And I think this is a set that probably won't get made, but it probably should have. The next thing I'd like to talk about is a Hammerhead Corvette. We've seen these in Star Wars Rebels. They were in Rogue One, and I think those would be great sets to make. But I feel like if they were really going to make a Hammerhead, I'd want them to go like a KOTOR, Endar Spire kind of thing, and maybe include a Karth and Revan, and maybe even like Bastila if they really wanted to, and a couple Sith Troopers from like the KOTOR thing. I think that would be cool, but I also would not be upset if we got a Rogue One or a Rebels style Hammerhead. It's something that's kind of cool. It's very similar to the just the regular Corvette, like the Tantive 4, is something like that. Just a ship I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen yet, but it also kind of makes sense. But it is something that I'd really like to see, especially if it was the Endar Spire. And I think for pricing on this one, 100, 120, 160, kind of be like the bigger set of the year, I think, kind of on par with the play scale Tantive 4, I think, is kind of a good size and price range for it. The next thing I'd like to see is a very cool, very underused thing. It has been seen in the Star Wars universe. It's the AT-DT. Just seen in maybe like a couple seconds of the Solo movie. But I think it's really cool. I think this would be a great opportunity for this set. Honestly, I'd give an AT-DT pilot and just like 3 Imperial Army troopers. That's something we have not seen a lot of. We saw them at Andor, so I think that desire for the Imperial Army trooper is a little high. And I think an AT-DP would be a very good set to put them in. I also just think it's something that's unique enough that it should be made, and it hasn't been made. I wouldn't want it to be super expensive, $40 to $60. I'm thinking on par with the, give me a sec. I'd want it about on par with the Hoth AT-ST here. I think that's about the right size. Honestly, you could probably get away doing it a little bit smaller even. But I do think this is something LEGO kind of will probably never make, and it's probably something they should have made, in my opinion. The next set is an interesting one for me because I feel like it's, out of all the sets I've mentioned today, this is the one that probably should have been made, and for a very interesting reason. So I'm talking about the Galaxy's Edge, the Echelon TIE Fighter. You can see it there. It's on Batuu. I think it's a really cool design, but what's curious about this is, in the past, LEGO made the Resistance IT Transport, I think it was called, that was supposed to go along with Galaxy's Edge. It was the Rebel ship in Galaxy's Edge. And I feel like LEGO a lot of times will like make a ship to oppose another ship in their lineup. But I feel like a TIE Echelon, also from Galaxy's Edge, would have been a great thing to make. But they never did make it. And I think it would have been cool if they did make it. That's why it's on this list, obviously. And I think for pricing, it would be about on par with like the TIE Silencer. That $80 range, I think, would be good. And I think for figures, just like a Kylo Ren, a First Order officer, maybe Hux or Pride, but just any generic officer, and just 2 First Order Stormtroopers, maybe 3, I think, would be a little bit better, but definitely Kylo Ren and definitely a couple First Order Stormtroopers. The final set I'm going to be talking about today is number 1 on my list, without a doubt, the most desired set. It's something I'm praying that LEGO will make this in the coming years. And that, of course, is the legendary Ebon Hawk. Just such an iconic ship. I love KOTOR. A lot of people love KOTOR. And I mean, that's such a huge part of KOTOR. It's such a unique design. It's a cool, it's like a different Millennium Falcon almost. Not to discredit that, but it's such a unique, coolly colored ship, and it's something I just want so bad. I know a lot of other LEGO fans want it, and I'm hoping with the KOTOR remakes coming out that this dream might become a bit more of a possibility. And I feel like for size and pricing, there's only one real comparison, and that is the Millennium Falcon, yours truly, $160, or I guess nowadays $170 price point. I mean, I want this to be a big set, and I want a lot of characters. Obviously, LEGO would never do this, but it would be awesome if we could have like the whole KOTOR gang. But if not, I mean, I could see Karth, Bastila, Revan, maybe HK-47, and just any of those characters, really, as long as there's a lot of them. And like I said, it's something I want really bad. I've seen some really cool mocks of it, and I'm just hoping and praying that with that KOTOR remake, we might finally get this set. Hey, I'd like to thank you all for watching the video. I hope you agreed with me. And if there's something that wasn't on this list, feel free to comment it. Tell me what you would like to see. I'm genuinely interested. I left a couple things off my list, but I think the Raven's Claw would be cool, and maybe like a KOTOR Sith Fighter. But maybe I'll do a video on a part 2 to this video. And so yeah, but I'd just like to thank you all for watching. I've been Eggnog, and I hope to see you in the next video.